Shalom, I'm Richard Peritz, and we have the privilege today to have a special guest on the show, the first female speaker of Israel's Knesset, Israel's parliament. Dalia Itzik is a member of Knesset, and she will share her views with us with regards to the situation facing the people of Israel at this time in history, following these messages.
The day of termination of the British mandate for Palestine, we hereby proclaim the establishment of the Jewish state in Palestine to be called Medinat Yisrael, the State of Israel.
In the last 6 years, more than 8,000 Qassam rockets and mortar shells have been fired by Hamas terrorists in Gaza, at the city of Sderot, and other communities in Israel, killing and injuring many Israeli civilians and causing extensive damage. In a society in which the legitimization of terrorist murderers becomes a part of its ideology, then human morality no longer exists. This is the reason why Israel needs to defend itself and intercept weapons being shipped to the terrorists in Gaza and elsewhere, despite the hypocritical condemnation of Israel by some other countries. Israel wants peace and has shown restraint and made greater unilateral concessions for peace than any other country in history. Israel is forced to protect and defend itself when constantly attacked. With us now is Dalia Itzik, Speaker of the Knesset. It's a real pleasure to have you on the Shalom Show. A real pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Dalia, if I may call you by your first name, you were Speaker of the Knesset, which is a very important position. In fact, you are the only female Speaker of the Knesset in history, correct?
The first one, yeah.
First one.
I hope not the last one, but the first one, yes.
Of course, yes. And now you are a member of Knesset, member of Israel's parliament, and we are living in a strange time in history. And I'd like to ask you to share with our viewers how, from an Israeli point of view, you feel the challenges that are facing Israel at this time in history.
Actually, I'm chairing now the largest faction in the parliament, which is Kadima party, which I used to say that this is the good party. I belong to Kadima party, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain a little bit about Israel, because I feel that there is now a kind of trend to legitimize Israel. And I have to tell you that I belong what we call in Israel the peace camp. I belong to the Labour Party, which is the the left, and I don't see any reason why what happened to us in the last 2 years. We made huge concessions. We withdraw from Gaza. Look what happened. We have got in return. On a daily basis, 8 years, they sent missiles against children, schools, restaurants. And the average Israeli asked himself, why to make concessions? If you make concession and you get in return what you got, I mean, it's terrible. And I can give you another example. We are not anymore in the north, in Lebanon. Now, when we withdraw from Lebanon, who entered the Hezbollah? The Hezbollah is the long arm of the Iranians. The Hamas is the long arm of the Iranians. So, we have a very bad experience when we drove some territory. And I would like to ask you another question. What territorial conflict do we have with the Iranians? What he wants from us, this crazy guy?
Very good question, and this is a subject that disturbs me very, very much myself. I was just discussing this a moment ago, and the fact that Israel was bombarded by terrorists in Lebanon in the 2006 war, and then Israel finally retaliated, and then Israel was accused by the anti-Semites in the world press. They used the word disproportionate retaliation. Now, what a chutzpah it is to call Israel's retaliation for this violence disproportionate as a way to say Israel is the bad guy and the Arabs in that case are the good guys. It's ridiculous.
It is distorted report and biased report.
Terrible.
And terrible one. And I believe it's so distorted that it's unreliable. And I believe that the people in the world, they don't believe. Everybody knows what it means, the morality of the soldiers in Israel. Who are those soldiers? My children, your children, their family. I mean, there are 18 years old who go to the army because they have to go to the army because we're surrounded by 22 countries. Most of them, the majority, don't want us there. And we don't have a second chance. If we, God forbid, we lose once, it means that we lose our life. And I want to give you an example. Look what happened between the Palestinians. The Palestinians now split between the moderate Palestinians in the West Bank, which is they're controlled by Abu Mazen and Fayyad, and the Gaza, they're controlled by the Hamas. Remember when the Hamas conquered, when we withdrew and the Hamas entered, do you remember how they treated their brothers and sisters? They took them from the 12 floors and they just threw them and in a brutal way. And we don't, to be in the same situation, we don't have any choice.
But CNN does not show that truth, do they? They sweep it under the rug. But when Israel does something to retaliate, then they make a big deal out of that.
I don't know any country who suffered 8 years. Nobody can preach us. 8 years on a daily basis. Believe me, I was in that city in the north, and you see the children frightened, and they just sometimes they hear, you know, the bomb or the you know, the of the car or something like that, and immediately, you know, they're scared. They need psychologists every day because what happened to them. And the first question, why? We are not in Gaza anymore. So it means that it's not a territorial conflict. I am so sad to say, and I believe, and I want to believe, that Europe and also European countries and also America will understand, and the people, that they are not against us because of territory. They are against us because you and me and the Western world, we share the same values. We believe in democracy, we believe in equal rights, we believe in human rights. They don't believe in these values. And because of that, they see us part of Europe, part of America. Because of that, they are against us. It's not because of territory. Someone who says it's because of territory, I want to answer him. Why Iranian against us? What we did to them? Why Iraq was against us? We have territorial conflict with them. Why Louvre against us? I mean, just to see the facts. Some of them don't see and don't know the facts.
People don't seem to want to promote the facts. And the Arab world has more land than the United States of America. They don't need Israel.
We suffered 10 wars, and in between brutal terror. And believe me, I made fundraising for the Palestinians. You have to see, now we are in a Dalia convention. I want you to believe me. You have to see on the same room a child who just scattered his legs because these terrorists wiped all his family. The same room, they are sleeping and sitting, and they get the same treatment, equal treatment in a Dalia hospital. You can see it on a daily basis. And I'm telling myself, you know, we want to be a normal country. We want education. We want theaters. We want universities. We don't want to invest money for force, for army, and we want them to also to invest in developing their countries. Look at the countries. Why? We are less. We are poor than them. We don't have any natural resources. We don't have enough people. We are a very small country. Look what kind of achievements. I wish them to be and to do such achievements after 60 years. But they don't want. They lack the one Ben-Gurion who will decide that they war enough, no more wars. And they lack the one who will decide such a decision.
I think we must pause for these commercial messages. We'll be right back. Dalia, I'd like to ask you, why is it that Israel's Hasbara, the promotional efforts by the Israel government, why is Israel so ineffective in promoting a true image, whereas Israel's in the forefront of technology in so many areas in agriculture and medicine, yet Israel's Hasbara, the effort to promote a true image of the situation there, is failing. Why?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. You know, you asked a very good question. We don't know to make Hasbara because they make not Hasbara, they make propaganda. It's a matter of culture also. It's a matter of many things that I can't get to it in 2 minutes. But just I would like to say something. We give the impression that we are the Goliath and they are the David. It's not true.
It's ridiculous.
We are the David, they are the Goliath. We're surrounded by 22 countries. The majority of them are our enemies. They did not accept us in the Middle East. And sometimes when you see a picture, which is soldiers, they send the children to throw bombs against. So you see the children, you see the soldier, and immediately you feel that you are on behalf of the child, of these children. But they use them. You know how many times they use them?
I do
know. I met some soldier in the hospital, and I asked him, what happened to you? How did you endure it? What happened to you? And he said they entered to the house because they sent bombs. And I saw a little one girl, and she reminded me in her eyes, my sister. So I couldn't shoot, and they shoot me.
They hide behind human shields. They use people, as they did in Lebanon.
They use them as the human shield.
But the international media does not report very specifically on those things.
Because when you go to their countries, you see undevelopment, very neglected. So you say to yourself, oh, they are so poor. They live such a terrible life. Actually, they live miserable lives. You know why? They don't have leaders. They don't have the leaders who guide them to do what they have to do. And I have pity for the people. I am also a mother. I am a mother for 3 children. I want them to be satisfied. But we are very frustrated. And you know how many times we lose our control, our government, because people was against us. In democracy, you need also support of the public. The public did not support us because they said, you are so weak with your neighbors. Look what you made such a huge concession, and what did you get in return?
Yeah, speaking
a
of
brutal terror.
Absolutely. Dalia, speaking of concessions, Israel gave back Gaza, gave all of these wonderful greenhouses, all this opportunity as a very good recent example, giving and giving and giving, and what did Israel get in return?
8 years on a daily basis, sending missiles every day, and now, they send the flotillas, which is a humanitarian flotillas. Where are all those flotillas when we are talking about Gilad Shalit?
Right.
This guy, this soldier, we don't know, even the Red Cross cannot see him. We don't know if he's alive, if he's here.
Terrible situation. Dalia, I apologize for interrupting you. What do you feel as a member of Knesset, what do you feel another country like America or Canada would do if they were bombarded by a neighboring country?
I would like to ask you what they will do if 8 years they bombed them on a daily basis. You know from the past, from the experience of the past, what they do. And we, again and again, we said, maybe not now. We will restrain ourselves from doing. We will not react.
Excuse me a second. I apologize for the noises. We are doing this interview with Dalia right here in a hotel in South Florida spontaneously. I apologize for the background noise. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Keep going, please.
Keeping ourselves from reaction, they translate as a weakness. And we decided again and said, no, maybe they will see, maybe the international community will react, maybe the international community will see. But actually, let's face it, the European or the Europe countries always react very little and very late. And look what happened now in many capitals in the countries in Europe. Look what happened there. You see the many Arabs people who comes there and live there, and we know with the discriminated women. And I don't want to interfere. This is their business. I pray for them peace. I pray for me peace. I don't want to war. I don't want war with them. I don't want to fight with them. I want the children, their children will be educated, go to the university. I want my children to go. But I don't know why after 60 years they don't accept us. Just imagine what can we do in the Middle East if there is no war.
If there was cooperation between Israel and the Arab countries, vice versa, actually, if the Arab countries made peace with Israel, how much more would be achieved through mutual cooperation with technology and what Israel has to offer in a spirit of teamwork? All of these issues could be resolved in a civilized process. It's really a shame. Dalia, this really has been a very great pleasure and a privilege. Thank you so much for being on the Shalom Show.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. And
My honor.
I hope to see you in Israel.
You will. And thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Ancient city walls, rich and fertile fields, a place of past and present where history is revealed. Walk the paths of old, a land beyond compare. The shofar sounds the call for people everywhere. My heart will not forget to always speak your name. I'll sing the song of Zion, with tender heart proclaim the longing of the ages within the heart of man, the crossroads of the world in God's eternal plan. Israel, Israel, eternal land of promise, desire of my heart. Israel, Israel, a land that's like no other. Let all the earth proclaim that when you stand on holy ground, you'll never be the same. God moved the hearts of men, you in turn moved the world. After years of yearning, Zion was unfurled, a homeland for God's people, designed by his own hand, the hope of generations, forever it will stand. Israel, Israel, eternal land of promise, desire of my heart. Israel, Israel, a land that's like no other. Let all the earth proclaim that when you stand on holy ground, you'll never be the same. From the heights of Mount Hermon to the depths of the Dead Sea, from the beaches of the coastline to the shores of Galilee, from the Jordan Valley up to Jerusalem, the land itself proclaims you'll never be the same, the same. In Israel, Israel, eternal land of promise, desire of my heart. Israel, oh Israel, a land that's like no other. Let all the earth proclaim that when you stand on holy ground, you'll never be the same.
This concludes our special show for today from On Location in South Florida. I'm Richard Peritz. Thank you for being with us.